Hello, brothers and sisters. I'm light and dark. Welcome to my page. We just talk about common sense, but I try to keep it down under the nitty gritty, under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, that means there's something very, very, very important. It's not important to liberals, libertards, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people that drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. Listeners' discretion is advised. So if you're a person who believes in external gods rather than in a god within yourself, you shouldn't watch my videos. If you smoke cigarettes, you shouldn't watch my videos. I don't have no hate against those individuals. They just can't think for themselves. They don't care about their health. You know, well, you heard what I said, right? I talk very quickly, and if you can't pay attention, skedaddle-y. Okay. Going down the rabbit hole, not your asshole. These videos are for the werewolves, the shapeshifters, the bats, the wolves. And for those who are eccentric, such as myself, this is the one and only King. Now, my internal spirits, you may call them, okay, have said the easiest way for justice to occur is if we have psychics as judges. So many times that when I was in court, I realized there was a fatal flaw. Everything was about yak, and no evidence. Right? And there was no evidence. And the thing is that you can't say nothing because you'll only discriminate yourself because of emotional biases. Okay? Throughout the whole court, nothing was recorded. Right? So if we had psychics, we only need one individual. Or there's 5 psychics. That's all you need. It's 5 psychics, all powerful psychics. Okay? And these individuals can pinpoint certain things that happen in the particular case without going off the topic. Okay? So, for example, if you're in a situation, right, and the psychic can actually predict a situation where you was at one given time, and they can actually prove it just by speaking, and it's written down, and it's investigated. You can stay home. There's the psychic already knows. You just show up for court one time, and the psychic reads your energy, right? Because there's a lot of people, knuckleheaded people out there who are not very honest, okay? And when you try to be honest in court, that's not looking good for your case, okay? You see, because they don't know what's going on. They don't know if you're lying or not, right? But even if you have no record of any history of crime, the courts will still go about that. Biases exist all of the time in the court of law. All right? A lot of people get their kids kidnapped. People go to jail for the wrong reasons. And sometimes racism can play a big role in these justice systems, or systematic racism, which still exists to this day by at least 20 to 25%. Okay, so that's my solution to everything when it comes down to, the justice system. Because I've been in the justice system twice, and every time it veered towards the negative side of it, I get a blessing. It's just weird like that. I said, yo, don't do that. You don't have any evidence for that, and then they'll bring down the hammer, and they made the wrong decision, and then I get a blessing. Well, that's good, but they don't want me to get no blessing. They don't want to see me happy. You know how you give someone warnings ahead of time and they don't listen? Let the demon or the angel handle that, or if you want to believe in that shit, okay? Right? And that is the solution to the justice system, because we have mere human beings standing on the pulpit, and a lot of times they don't know your circumstances unless you talk to your attorney or a court-appointed attorney, and they're not getting the whole picture. But even if you write down your whole picture, it has to be proven. But sometimes the judge can be biased, or the hearing office could be biased, okay, or something like that. And that's a big major problem in the society of the judicial system. So this is why when I make this message, I talk about important topics most people don't talk about. Also, I want to remind you guys, I made a video about the fathers of America, which are usually kept silent. The good fathers. I'm talking about the good fathers in America who are usually kept silent. You must at all times remove all your kids and your wife out of the United States, and also any country that seems to cater towards women because of biases. Because in America, we already know, I'm talking to you good guys out there, that you will be at a disadvantage if you go to court and you're not prepared. Because she'll be prepared. She's ignorant too. She just talked to the right people, and the courts will just cater to her because she's just a woman. Okay, right? But I've already warned you many times. I'm the one on the internet that can tell you I started Kevin Samuels. I'm the one who could tell you I started the Passport Bros way back in 2000. Okay? I'm the one who tell you I was real popular on MySpace before Facebook even came out. Alright? I'm the one that tells you I shoot 3-point hook shots on your head, no diddy. I'm the one who travel overseas and have video footage to do and back up what the fucking shit I say, right? But you don't have to take my word for it. Just do your knuckleheaded thing and ignore what I'm saying. Take your women and your children out of the country. Because if your woman decides to, you have to have leverage. And I told you guys all of the time, you got to play chess. Even though you may think that she's a virgin, even though you may think she's no, she's finicky. She's seasonal. This is the nature of a woman. When the devil comes knocking at your door, it's a woman, all right? And the only way to procreate or to reproduce or even have any children is through adoption or through I'd rather have mine biologically, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to, that go through adoption and got to deal with genetics and shit like that. It's better to have your own biological kids, but to feel close to them, okay? But other than that, that's all I really got to say in this video, guys. I said a few things that you should just point on and talk about that in your own video. About the disadvantages of being a good man in America. Taking advantage of the situation. You have to think about it on both sides. Like, let's say you're a man like me and you deal with 13 wives, right? All of them have to be fed, but you got to be fed first. That's a big green flag. If you're focused on you being fed first. And that woman should agree with you. You should be fed first. It ain't the woman and the child. None of that shit matters. When you have God. See, everybody always be hypocritical. They always be like not putting things in order. They'll say God, man, woman, and child. But they don't believe in that shit. You read the Bible, it clearly tells you that a woman should serve a man like he is Jesus Christ or God. But they don't listen to that shit. But the moral what I'm saying is that, if the justice system was much just, then they wouldn't carry it on and postpone it so much, because they know deep down inside what's going on. They do know what's going on inside. But if we had psychics that to be our judges, then things will be much better. It'll be saving a lot of money for society, okay? Instead of people being wrongfully convicted or losing custody or losing divorces and stuff like that. 9 times out of 10, when you have a lot of money, it should not go to the woman at all. Wherever she came with, it should naturally be she's ass out. Now, if he got caught doing some bullshit, then she deserves a 10% or something like that. If he got caught, but nobody really talking about that shit. You got to actually get caught, okay? You got to take the measure means and be in technical and do everything civilly and legally. But that's all I really got to say in this video. Judges who are psychics, there will be no more problems in society. I don't like the justice system too much. It's too unbiased, okay? It's very biased. And when you say you do have video, then they don't want to use it because you're black, okay? Shit like that. I hate that shit. But anyway, that's all I really got to say. So listen to my... Hello? 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 I gotta take me a shower. Y'all doing okay? Live with some cats. Handle your wives and children outside the country. I've already said this many times before. You don't have to take my word for it. Go ahead and deal with a woman in America. Okay? Her chances of cheating on you is 90%, 99%. Alright? Other than that, I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. And oh yeah, I do have partial custody. I didn't lose my rights to my daughters or anything. You'll see them again one day. But next year, I'm traveling to Nigeria. Okay, I'm out of here. Peace.